Hey guys, hope you're doing well today. Gonna do a little review of the homework that was on last Wednesday. Got a couple questions, so I'm gonna go over them here, and I hope it's beneficial for you today. Don't forget to watch the new lesson here that I am posting as part 2. That's gonna be very helpful for the next lesson coming up. So take your time and watch it. Watch it well. Okay? So in this problem here, we are looking for the height of a cell phone tower. We know this post has a shadow of this length. We know the shadow of the cell phone tower. It's important to note that these are similar figures. It's two similar triangles, whether you realize it or not, based on the fact that shadows at the same time of day will create similar figures here. All right, so one thing that's also interesting is that these units of the shadows are not the same. So if you're going to compare shadow to shadow, you better have the same units. So what you could do is make everything into feet, okay, but you don't have to. What I'm going to actually do is make this feet, 119 feet, into inches. The reason why it's easier to do it that way is so you avoid making this 14 inches into a decimal amount of feet. Okay, that'd be 12 and 2 out of 12, so 12, and then there's some repeating decimal there. So you don't want to do that. But you could if you want to work with the decimal. You just have to round your answer in the end. Anyhow, so the proportion here, notice I also don't have to convert everything into inches because we're looking for an answer in feet, okay? And if we're comparing height to height, we're comparing feet to feet, and that's okay. So my proportion is h to 2, okay, so that's h feet to 2 feet, is equal to 1428 inches. So we're comparing inches to inches on this side, okay, to 14 inches. All right. Like I said, you can make everything into feet if you want, or everything into inches if you want, but then you have to convert your answer back into feet at the end. Okay, so then you would cross multiply, take 14 times h, and then 1428 times 2, which is 2856, divide by 14, and there is your answer. So that's about it for that one. Let's take a look at the next one here. Okay, this one's a bit trickier because, well, you're going to have to do some Algebra 2 type stuff or tough Algebra 1 type stuff that you might not remember how to do. But I'll review it here anyways, and I'll try not to put one quite like this on the test that's this tough, but you should try to learn how to do it anyways. It will help you on the other ones that are a little easier. Okay, so notice these figures are not in the same orientation. So we have to make sure that we're comparing the same parts of the triangles. And these are similar triangles. So let's compare our hypotenuses. Okay, so we have x plus 6, and we're going to compare it to the other hypotenuse, which is 36. Okay? Now, compare the two bases of the triangles. Notice I started with the x plus 6 one here. So we're going to have to start with the small one on the other ratio here. Okay, so that would be 20. Okay, you don't want to start the order different. We're going small to big, small to big. All right, so 20 is compared to 2x minus 6. All right, so that's the easy part of the problem, actually. The hard part is actually now to solve this. So we're going to do cross multiplying, so that's 20 times 36, and 2x minus 6 times x plus 6. So let me just type this out here so you can see what it looks like. Now you should be using parentheses because you are multiplying this whole quantity. 2x minus 6 times x plus 6 and 20 times 36. All right, so I'll put 20 star 36 for multiplication. Now, if you don't remember how to multiply two binomials, there's a little acronym called FOIL. It stands for first, outer, inner, last. So you need to use the distributive property essentially for each of the terms here in this first, what we call a binomial. So you take 2x times x and 2x times 6. Then you would do negative 6 times x and negative 6 times 6. So you're using the distributive property twice, okay? So that would end up being 2x squared, because 2x times x is x squared, so we'd have 2x squared plus 12x. Whoa, got crazy exponents there going on. Uh-oh, background, something or other. Who knows? Get out of the screen. Bye-bye. Adios. Okay. Whoop, still got the crazy exponents going on. Try this again. Simmer down now. Okay, we got 12x minus 6x minus 36, and 20 times 36 is 720. Okay, so we got to simplify this. Now, when you're solving an equation that has x squared and you have x terms as well, the general idea is you want to set it equal to 0 rather than trying to get x by itself here. So we're going to set this equal to 0. We're going to combine the two x terms in the middle. Okay. We're going to combine these two x terms, and that would become 6x. We're going to subtract 720 from both sides, so that minus 36 minus 720 would be minus 756, and now it's equal to 0. Okay. And this is a quadratic equation, which is not a linear equation, so you solve it quite differently. Quadratic because it's x squared. You would solve it by factoring if you can. So the first thing you would want to do is factor out a greatest common factor of 2. So you divide all these terms by 2. You put the 2 on the outside, you would have x squared plus 3x, so we're dividing here, okay? So we have x squared, and just so I don't have to type it again, I'm copying and changing it. X squared plus 3x minus 378. So that's a huge number, and that's what makes this problem hard. Okay, now we want to try to find the value of x. Okay, so we have to factor here to get x. So what does factoring mean? Well, we're trying to rewrite an addition as some multiplication. So we want to think of what numbers multiply together to give you 378 that we could write so that if we were to multiply two binomials, we would get 3x in the middle here, okay? So this is a little bit harder, and if you had some problems in Algebra 1 or Algebra 2, this would be hard. Okay, so the factors of 378 that actually works, and it took me a while to figure these out, but it's x plus 21 and x minus 18. All right, now some of you guys got this right on the homework, but that must be because you are just like guessing and cycling through the problems till you figure out the answer, which is not a great idea, okay? Maybe you looked at the helps and they helped you out there. I don't know. But definitely this was a tough one here. Okay, so once you set it equal to 0 here, then you can figure out the answers by doing, how do you find the answers? You set each factor equal to 0. X plus 21 equals 0. X minus 18 equals 0. Okay. And the PC battery is running low now because I unplugged my laptop. This is just great here. Okay, sorry about that. X minus 18, you set it equal to 0, you get x is equal to 18, and this is the answer. Now you might be wondering why x is not equal to negative 21. Well, if x was equal to negative 21, then your answers would be a negative side length. So that doesn't make any sense. So this is the only one that is the acceptable correct answer for this one. All right, let's try to tackle this one here. Okay, explain why the triangles are similar. All right,